Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Synergy Solutions. I'm Dr. Kevin. We have Dr. Adrian on, and we have Dr. George here, Dr. Sasha, and Vesna. I'm just letting in right now, so she'll be joining us in just a second. But I have two parts of a video clip to share about the wild nature of how everything's connected. And the book is titled Spirit and Science, Science and Spirit, excuse me, Bridging Science and Spirit. So let's listen into what she has to say about a few topics. And if you're one of the doctors, if you give me a thumbs up, make sure you can hear it.
Tiller did something very interesting in his target experiments, and in fact, his work is the inspiration behind Lynn McTaggart and many others. It's Tiller. Look behind. And Tiller did this. He said, how can you measure the effects of your intention in a physics lab? To him, your intention is just as real as a chemical reaction or a crystal growing in its solution, just as real. But in my worldview, consciousness is the brain. You do brain MRIs, but there's no brain MRI here. Just imagine what he was doing at Stanford University, and he showed it. He showed with target experiments. The first experiment, he asked himself, can my intention change the pH of water? How could you do that, and how would you measure it? This was the first target experiment. When I read those results, I said, no way, Jose, can you do this? Because water is medicine. Water is us. Water is essential for life. Because if he can do that with no chemical additions, then the game is up. Now, he also did intention experiments to change enzyme effects. Then he went a step further to change whole living systems. There was a piece of the puzzle. Because we all intend, how come our effects, my intention's like poopy effects, like, oh, I'm intending. And one piece of the puzzle was in the data. And so fantastic it was because it made total sense to me. It sort of started to line up. And that is the subject of my book, Bridging Science and Spirit, which was released yesterday. Genius. You see, Princeton, Stanford University, lots of great universities have shown unequivocally human intention affects machines without physical touch. You can do this with your mind. Go try it at the slot machine. You can do these things with your mind and more. So Tiller said, okay, he took it a step further and imprinted his intention to help people with loneliness. And in this little experiment, he switched on the device in Arizona. People are in San Francisco, no connection to Tiller, and you can guess what happened. The p-values less than 0.0001. These kinds of results happen less than 1 in 10,000 chance, okay? It was so statistically significant. I was blown away. Imagine a healing information, no doctor visits, no waiting room, no side effects, no medications. I thought, oh my God, what could I do with fibromyalgia? What could I do with rheumatoid arthritis? How could we augment even our medicines with our intention, with Tiller helping?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, well, that is an excerpt from Dr. Nisha Manek, and her book is, let me get to the right page here, and her book is Bridging Science and Spirituality, and I'm just having a moment here. Let me get everybody up so the world can see us. Here we, I don't know what's going on. There we are. There we are. We're back. All right, everyone's here. So many buttons. Unmute everybody. Welcome, Dr. Adrian, Dr. George, Dr. Sasha, Dr. Vesna. Thank you for tuning in. And I'm working on getting my video up and running, but well, something changed. So we'll have a picture of me, and we're going to be getting going with. We just had an amazing clip from Dr. Nisha. Sasha, I'm going to put you on mute. I can hear you typing. And our intentions affect our reality. And so what I'm asking you to do is open up your mind, open up your thoughts, that what you've come to know as true is expanding. There's new data, new information, greater tests. We have different healthcare modalities other than the basic old guard of allopathy over the last 80, 90, 100 years. So with that being said, boy, I just made a big chunk there. So took a big bite in the conversation. Dr. Adrian, what did you hear in the conversation that Nisha was sharing with us? What that's important for us to know when we're doing this remote healing, when we're working on helping people from a distance.
That with intention, with whatever you want to do, put the intention on it, and that only the only fact to have intention already changes the matter, the object.
Absolutely,
With
the intention can change the object. That's exactly right. And she mentioned, of course, the machines.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you felt lucky one day walking into a casino, but I have, and I got some big winnings. So anyway, with that being said, Dr. George, what did you hear in the conversation there?
As Albert Einstein said, the field is the sole governing agency of the particle, and our intention works through the field. So our thoughts can change matter in more profound and tangible ways than we may have expected before. I like the part about, she said I was blown away. I've had well, I won't go into my intention about medicine and blown away, but yeah, I think it's cool that these people of the old guard are starting to wake up to this new reality that we've been playing in for a while.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good news. Good news today.
It is good news. It is good news. And there's a world of what's being called functional medicine, which the name, well, you know, we can find a better name in my opinion. But with that being said, the functionality, there's a lot of things that our diagnostic tests that people rely on are unreliable at best.
Right.
So with that being said, that's a whole conversation and a weekend seminar in itself. I'm not prepared to give it. With that being said, so Dr. Sasha, thank you for tuning in. I see the camera. I know I'm having video troubles too. So
yeah, sorry, I just can't get it to work. There isn't an option to turn the video on today.
Let me see if I can stimulate something here. Doctor,
can you control it?
Well, I'm gonna.
There's usually an
I'm gonna
option.
prompt something. I'm gonna prompt something. See if you
Oh,
get a button.
hang on.
Boom.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
got it.
Very good.
There she is.
Oh, right.
Nice.
Sasha,
Hi.
you're right. Hello. Now, what in the video? What did you hear that was important? What about the intention about affecting physical matter? That being said, and please share.
I've always been fascinated by physics, but I've never been good at mathematics, so I've never been able to do advanced physics. But it's one of the basic laws of the universe that we live in, as we know it at the moment, is that matter cannot be created or destroyed, but can be changed, and we're all connected at that level.
Beautifully said. Thank you, Sasha. Appreciate that. And Dr. Vesna, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And you perfectly timed. You caught the video, hopefully. And
yeah, I did.
What was important for you that you'd like to share with everybody?
I feel there's nothing more to add. I would just like to answer with a question. Why is this not front news? It's fantastic.
Well, I want to say, how can it be? Say again, Vesna, I cut you off. Sorry. Say again.
I said so empowering. We should all be exposed to this information.
Absolutely. Well said.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think we're all in agreement here. Yep, getting some nods. And how can we make this a reality? Let's put that question out there to the ethers. And we're doing our part right now. So with that being said, let's dive in. We all have our intentions for our individual lives. I would imagine most people tuning in have an intention of the good and improvement of our society and I'll just say personal freedoms to live life in a better way. Definitely different than what we're experiencing right now. And so, with that being said, I encourage each and every one watching and tuning in to have in their heart know what they're building, what they're moving towards, what they're wanting in their own life for their own health, and what that looks like versus what's the problem. There's an old story in the American Indian literature about two wolves inside of us, and the grandfather's telling the grandson a story, and basically at the end of the story, the grandson goes, "Well, which one wins the fight? It's the one that we feed." So what we focus on becomes more of our reality. So I'd like to invite each and every one of us to focus on what is the potential positive outcome. What does life feel like in a positive way in each of those different areas in your own individual lives. So that being said, Dr. Adrian, Dr. George, Vesna, and Sasha, what ideas, what intentions can we evoke out there to help people get their imagination running and working? What intentions are important for you? And Dr. George, I'll start with you. What intentions are important for you?
Okay, I'm scratching out notes here. Well, to heal on every level, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual awakening. And healing means to replace old and dead cells, physical matter, with new and improved or upgraded cells and matter. To achieve an ever-increasing level of organization in the physical realm so that we can better express the unlimited spiritual and ethereal realm. The better our body works, the more truth we can handle. We can put it that way. So that's my intention.
I think I'm full. Woo!
Just that.
That was good. Thank you. Well stated.
It's breaking the ball already.
Yeah, I like it. Thank you.
He's ambitious.
Well, it's a natural property. Dr. George, I'm sorry I cut you off. It's a natural property, the byproduct of what we do with KST. What chiropractic stands for. It's a natural effect of the true nature of what chiropractic was founded on, and what the potentiality within each of us is we can facilitate that positive expression. So yeah, it's a big mouthful, though I see it as a natural ramification of the care that we provide. And there's physical levels, and there's these etherical levels. There's these information levels that inform the physical, and that's what we're doing here. We're informing the physical of what we can do. Dr. Sasha, thank you. Vesna, any intentions, Dr. Sasha, that you like to incorporate, you like to suggest people can get their imaginations expanding?
What I'll do is I'll use OD and ask OD if there is any priorities for the not for us but for the people attending.
Wise words. So what is the OD for everybody out there? The OD is a test. It's a binary biofeedback, meaning a yes or a no, or a 0 or a 1. Think of computer language, a binary biofeedback. So some type of mechanism, we get a signal from a life force, a life force, and a feedback. Of course, we're getting a signal. And so we are using this method, the OD, which is being confirmed by people in the physics world. Wonderful. I'll give a quick shout out to Dr. Mortensen. And with that being said, we're getting this information, and the intelligence, the wisdom that is within you, the individual, we are connecting and getting answers from via this technique we call the occipital drop. And Adrian has learned this. I'm gonna call on you for a second here, Adrian. Adrian has not studied KST, yet he has developed, just like any human has the potential within to develop, and some of us have natural gifts that accelerate our abilities, but he has developed this sense already without even studying KST specifically. He can feel the yeses and the nos, and I don't know if he can share a little bit about that. However, talk about intentions for today, Adrian. So I gave you two things to mention.
Okay. Well, first, the intention, today's playfulness.
Yes.
For me. And yeah, how I came here was, I don't know, actually. I don't really remember how the process was. So I know was beginning to pray and maybe at some point pray for somebody, and then to actually see results. Maybe not from me, but certainly was what I really focused on, was having results. So that's one part of the process, I think.
And I think you said the key thing was you prayed for their results, their improvement, their betterment. And what a great explanation, Adrian. Thank you for sharing it that way. And it's a simple thing, but when we can focus and we're focusing on an outcome that's of a positive for someone, there's power in that. There's a wonderful book by the president of the Harvard Mind Body Institute that talks exactly about the power of prayer. The power of, essentially, if I could give it a different word, focused intention. Thank you, Adrian. And Dr. Vesna.
Welcome.
And Dr. Vesna.
Hi.
Intentions for today.
What my focus would be on expanding ourselves to see new and unfamiliar, to open ourselves to new and unfamiliar.
To open to new information, to expand our perceptions, to consider new material. Well, wonderful. I think this is right on. And this is how we evolve our abilities, is because we open to new information. And what I find common for me is it's easy for me to expand my thinking on a topic I'm already comfortable in. However, it's the topics that I don't know much about that maybe are contrary to something I may have held to be true before that are the most challenging, but ultimately they can bring the biggest reward through the expansion of understanding. Thank you, Vesna. So important these days, I believe. So I'm going to turn on, hopefully it's quiet, make sure the volume's all the way down, blast everyone's ears out. And yes, perfect. I'm going to just bring up the volume slightly for everybody online, and we're settling into the session now where we actually do the healing. I'm going to share the music with the doctor, and give them a little bit. Hopefully it's not too loud. If it's too loud, give me a thumbs down, docs, okay? Alright, so we're getting ready. You're setting your intention. You're thinking about what you want to become, what you are becoming. And there's some things that are, of course, not set. And things that are, of course, closer in life, meaning maybe a day or two away or a week or two away, is going to be easier to have clarity versus things that are 20 years away, 30 years away. However, there is a general trend, kind of like just a general blueprint of, I don't know, for me, life enjoyment. Life enjoyment is a long-term intention for me. So let me find a different song here that I find a little more gentle. That's not the one. This is the one, I think. Yeah, this is the one I personally like the best. So I'm going to use this one. So that being said, let's go ahead and connect within. Dr. George has already begun, and I can already feel it. It's wonderful. Thank you, Dr. George. And each of us have the ability to sense these things. And it's just it's a deeper and deeper levels of awareness at different forms of your senses, like the 5 common ones we all know. So that being said, let's connect. We are connected. Let's go ahead and make the shift.
Yep.
Okay, looks like we're all finished up and wrapped up here. And Dr. George, Dr. Adrian, Dr. Veston, Dr. Sasha, and I, we're all going to kind of report, give you a debriefing of what we noticed, what we experienced. I know I have another camera going on the other monitor for the stream, and I don't know if they saw it, but there's a moment there about 3/4 of the way through, maybe at the end here, 90% in. I just had this big smile come across my face. I felt like this light opening up within me. So, Adrian, tell me. Let's have you start. What did you notice? What did you experience as well? And what did you work on?
It was very clear. I only sensed that the need to send Reiki, and I've been playing. Yeah, since the last weekend, I've been playing with the 2-point matrix in energetic method.
Yes.
Or just I've been playing with that also. Yeah, here. So it was fun.
You're referring to
I was
matrix, matrix energetics.
Yeah,
Yes.
2-point technique.
Amazing.
And I was feeling really the expansion of the field.
Beautiful. Thank you. And Dr. Vesna, What did you work on today? What did you notice?
Well, great. I felt expansion as well. This was going to be my word as well. I felt what came up to adjust was mental stress and left temporal bone and C1, L3 disc. That was it.
Okay. That was it. That was plenty, I promise you. And, and
Yes.
I love that there is expansion from both of you sensed. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And Dr.
Yes.
Sasha, please, what did you notice?
Very, very easily, OD said it wanted the attendees to have Reiki, wanted me to share a Reiki symbol, and it was the one that connects us back to the earth.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice. Thank you.
So that's all that happened, nothing else. That's quite enough.
That's quite
very much, very plentiful. Thank you. And the magnificence of the simplicity of connecting to the earth is profound for the human body, the human mind, human physiology. It's profound. So thank you. That is quite the intention and the experience. Thank you. And Dr. George.
Well, now we have three.
Let's dive in.
Well, it was a short list of things to adjust. Heart stands out, and then an atlas adjustment. Part of my intention is to develop a hole-in-one adjustment. You know what HIO is? You hit the one bone, everything clears. And as soon as I zoomed in on atlas, I knew it was going to be one of those things. Thing number two is that we both attended New Beginnings Chiropractic Philosophy Weekend. Their logo now is an atlas vertebra, in the middle of which is the earth. And I could see how aligning with the spine can align us to the earth. And the third thing, I finished early and I was just looking out the window. It's a beautiful day in Philadelphia. The air smells nice and warm and fragrant. And a screen image of Sasha popped up. And my first instinct, before I looked at who it was, I thought it was Jesus. It was like,
You thought
whoa.
it was?
I thought it was, Jesus. I was just kind of drifting off like, oh, there's Jesus. Oh, it's Sasha. Well, close enough. So that kind of startled me for a second, but I'm not surprised, just a little startled.
Well, it's a profound message because of what Jesus stood for, and to think that there is, well, my opinion is that we all have a connection there, and that we may be all considered brothers and sisters in those realms. So that being said, quite the compliment. Thank you, Dr. George, and thank you for reminding us of the intention of. Some people call it the Grand Slam adjustment. Other people call it the hole-in-one adjustment. Whatever you want to call it, the intention is there one location that can free or can facilitate all the things that need to be healed, freed, facilitated, whatever that may be. In my experience, and I noticed that George and Vesna had a lot of upper body work. I was completely directed around the sacrum and the pelvis. There's different perspectives, different angles at different times. Some of the times I was not allowed to do anything. I wouldn't consider processing. It was like I have to wait my turn. So that was the sense I got as far as what to adjust, when to adjust it, and how to adjust it. And then there was a moment where at the end, the last work I did was all along the right side sacral, the sacral joint to the pelvis, the whole entire joint itself. I had to run the arthrostomy all the way up it, and as I went up, it's like light started to creep through. Imagine if I was cutting a cloth and light was coming, and as I went up the sacrum, light just came through, and then my whole body felt warm and open. That's all I can say. Quite the experience, quite enjoyable. Thank you so much, everybody, for participating. I hope anyone getting any experience, positive, negative, unsure, uncertain, wanting to know more, anyway, post in the comment section in which you're watching this. If you want, I have created 3 free downloadable sessions. If that's synergysolutionsessions.com, the link's in the description. Go there And if you want to actually support this program, get the free downloads, then go to the next page and get on board for the $47 a month membership. And what that does is it gets you access to the private group, because in mid-June, closing down the free broadcasts. So that being said, get on board. I know, Sasha, it's a wake-up call, but we got operations to pay for, and we want to help people specifically. And we have expansion phase coming up here. I'm really, really excited for what's happening with Synergy Solutions and the results that we're getting. Doctors, anything else you want to add? Any experience, any comments? Let me know. Dr. George, you flashed something in the screen. What was that? I missed it. On the forums.
It's an old book. Real simple. Like, so this is my surrogate today.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So the first picture Dr. George just showed us was the picture, a general picture of the spinal cord and major nerves in the body. And then he honed in on a neuron itself, and how an individual neuron connects to different points within the spine. It's an old...
All about the body, 1958.
1958. So an older representation. However, there's a lot of evidence that information has been built upon. And so that being said, thank you everybody for joining in. It's been another wonderful and successful session here. Synergy Solutions, synergysolutionsessions.com. Check it out. Share it around. If you got some value, give a thumbs up. Spread it around.
I did. Thanks.
All right. Beautiful. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you next Wednesday.
And everybody.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.